Hello, Canada. Welcome to a sun-splashed, absolutely beautiful Friday night. Wendy's Friday Night Football tonight. 3-1 Calgary Stampeders, 2-2 Ottawa REDBLACKS, and some familiar faces. Reunion time tonight.
Yes, a group of guys who were in receiver position group meetings together last year in Calgary en route to winning a Grey Cup. There's Brad Sinopoli, now a key guy for the Ottawa REDBLACKS, and of course Maurice Price, also a part of that Ottawa receiving corps. They moved to Ottawa from Calgary in the offseason, making way for a couple of new guys to shine in southern Alberta. There's Jeff Fuller, he's already had a 100-yard game this season, and Eric Rogers as well joining him. Rogers with 5 touchdowns in 6 regular season CFL games in his career.
Calgary Stampeders looking for their first road win tonight. Horses off to a fast start again. Rene Paredes is going to kick off Week 5 of the 2015 CFL season. Jock Sanders is back. Sanders had a fumble in the late going last week in the rain against Edmonton. REDBLACKS have lost 2 straight after a great start. So red and black, red and white, Friday night in the nation's capital. And away we go with Jock Sanders. And he's chopped down near his 25-yard line. Here comes Henry Burris, the 40-year-old future Hall of Famer, bringing his offense on the field. Our starters to watch now.
And a little change in the backfield. Siobhan Walker is nicked up at running back. Jeremiah Johnson gets the start. Mo Price, they looked for him deep a couple times last week as he looks to boost that 7.6 yards per catch, closer to the 15.9 career mark he had coming into this year. And J. Michael Dean is at left guard. He is one of 5 former Calgary Stampeders in the starting 12 on offense for Ottawa.
Already an injured Stampeder on that first special teams play. DeQuinn Evans slow to get up. They'll be scrimmaging at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 will the Ottawa REDBLACKS. A story in this game is also the slow starts out of the chute. Not only for the REDBLACKS, who haven't scored a point, by the way, in 4 straight games, but also the Calgary Stampeders. Both of these teams need to reset their clocks a little earlier for the games right now.
Yeah, no question. These teams come in a combined minus 58 in the first quarter of ball games, and obviously it's costing Ottawa a little bit more than it's costing Calgary at this point. As you see, these are their opening drives, opening possessions of each games. They put together some good drives. They've moved the football, but nothing to show for it.
Except for last week, and again, that was in a deluge. Negative yardage, gave up a safety. So Henry Burris says, quick start tonight. 5 receivers set, 1 hopper. Calgary Stampeders bring the house. Here's the defense of players that we'll be watching.
Keep an eye on Freddie Bishop. He leads this team with 3 sacks. We know that over the last couple of years, guys like Cordero Law, Sean Lemon have racked up good numbers playing opposite Charleston Hughes. Watch for Josh Bell in the middle of that secondary. And up front, Quinn Smith, a first-round pick a year ago, has been terrific at D-tackle.
They load up the line again. They rush 4, and there's a first down. Up near the 42-yard line, Ernest Jackson, former BC Lion. His first year as the REDBLACKS in the offseason went out and got a bunch of receivers, including Jackson. They go no huddle.
And you heard Jock Climie talk a little bit about it in the opening. The issue hasn't been with the short game. They've been pretty effective there.
There's the first touch for Jeremiah Johnson, who comes in for Siobhan Walker. Johnson, a capable back. Former Argo as well. Played some last year, but Walker is a little nicked up. The hand injury right now, so he's unable to play. They go to Johnson. They don't miss a whole lot with Jeremiah Johnson.
No, a guy who's been a productive player in limited action over the last couple of years in Toronto and Ottawa.
2nd down and 7. Burris now decides to check it down and rechecks this play. Play clock's coming down now to 4 seconds, to 3 seconds. He's going to have to get it off, and he just does. There's the rush going deep now, and he has a man, and unable to connect downfield for Jackson. And Henry Burris has been lamenting the inability to get that ball out and make those big plays.
Well, and this is what they desperately need. We saw last week it was Mo Price. They tried to get the ball deep to him. They had opportunities, a little bit off the mark. As Jock Climie talked about, this is what they've got to be able to do. They've got to be able to hit these deep balls and loosen up some defenses, create those big plays.
Just 4 big plays so far in the season. That's last in the Canadian Football League. Anthony Aleeks with Tim Brown at his 25-yard line. Corralled there and still on the sideline and picked up a few extra yards. So the Calgary Stampeders will bring their offense out for the first time tonight on Wendy's Friday Night Football, and that means Bo Levi Mitchell at the controls. Down after his ridiculous season last year. Terrific start, of course, undefeated for most of the first half of the season. Decides to go deep early. He has his man, Joe West. Unable to get there, and some good defense downfield. For a moment, Joe West was open. Javon Johnson downfield to break that up.
And you see the Stampeders loading it up at the line of scrimmage, giving that play action run look. Largely based on big success they had in the ground game last week, trying to get Ottawa to creep up to the line of scrimmage and open up that deep shot. But West was well covered on the play.
2nd down and 10. REDBLACKS have intercepted 7 footballs so far in the early season. Their secondaries perform very well. And into traffic and a knockdown again. Incomplete pass and a very quick 2-and-out. We also talked about Ottawa, their slow starts. Calgary also has failed to score on first possessions so far this season, and another one goes astray.
Yeah, not great in first quarters for these Calgary Stampeders. Outscored 45-15 thus far in the season, despite that 3-1 record. In fact, they're actually a team that has given up more points than they have scored in total.
Chris Williams is back. Rob Maver to boot this from near his 30. Williams has only averaged 7.5 yards on a punt return. This is a former most outstanding special teams player. Hasn't broken one yet. In the shadows at his 20. And swarmed near the 28-yard line. So what to do if you're Henry Burris and the Ottawa REDBLACKS? How do you get some points on the board? 4 straight. Nuttas.
Now, and each one of those points emphasizes the issue for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. 15 first quarter possessions. Thus far, 0 points. You see offensive coordinator Jason Moss hoping he can find the formula for early game success here.
Great chess match tonight. Jason Moss up against Rich Stubler, the defensive coordinator for the Stampeders. Burris pump fakes. Deep shot again down the sideline, and once again unable to connect. Looking for the speedy Chris Williams on the far sideline. Going to the well one more time, and so far Henry Burris and the former Ticat Williams haven't been able to connect. There's Rich Stubler.
A longtime defensive coordinator in this league. Rich Stubler is a guy whose philosophy has always been basically he'll outweight you sooner or later. You're going to be forced to throw the football, and you're going to make mistakes. One
of the most respected DCs in the game. Here's the rush. There goes the football, and another incomplete pass, and another 2-and-out for Henry Burris and the REDBLACKS.
Well, it felt like on that first down play, looking deep for Chris Williams, it seemed almost predetermined, as if there's been so much discussion internally and externally for these Ottawa REDBLACKS about being able to complete the deep ball and making those big plays. This felt a little bit like Henry Burris got predetermined with where he was going to go with that ball, as Chris Williams never had an advantage on the defender on that play.
Lots of ink on the arms of Anthony Aleeks. Tattooed punter from his 20-yard line. Good kick. Tim Brown busts it inside. Scurries a little bit close to his 36-yard line. Well, John Cornish, 2 years ago, most outstanding player in the Canadian Football League, looking for his 4th straight rushing title in the Canadian Football League. Big week last week against Winnipeg. Let's see what he has in store tonight in Ottawa. John Cornish, bit of a slow start in the first 3 weeks of the season, but then picked it up last week against the Blue Bombers.
Yeah, season high 120, his first 100-yard game of 2015. Up front, he's got Brad Erdos out of Coaldale, Alberta, by way of Simon Fraser University. Keep an eye on the big play receivers, Fuller and Eric Rogers.
First touch for John Cornish. Story for the Stampeders, too, and we saw it last year with the inordinate amount of depth that this team has, and they eventually won the Grey Cup, but they had to go to their reserves again early this season, particularly along the offensive line.
Yeah, well, it's been impressive the fact that they've been able to continue to win football games given all that they've gone through. Losing offensive tackles, Edwin Harrison and Dan Federkyle, both to broken legs within the same game. Carl Lavoie breaks an ankle last week after he came in.
Passing down for Bo Levi Mitchell. Has his man over the top. Jeff Fuller makes the catch for 16 yards. Fuller only 2 catches last week against the Blue Bombers, but has had a great 2015 so far.
Yeah, Jeff Fuller has all the tools you want in a receiver. Great speed, great size. All gives him a fantastic catching radius. One of those guys who, if the ball is near him, he's able to make a play on it.
Just 8 games last year, 5 touchdowns. Mitchell again stands in, loads of time here, dances out of the pocket, on the roll, and downfield. Making the catch is Marquay McDaniel up near the 31-yard line, a pickup of almost 22 yards. That's a big play from the Calgary Stampeders.
Well, John Huffnagel talked about these guys on the offensive line. He says they've all been here since training camp, so even if they weren't starters, we expect them to step in and play like it. They do a nice job here giving Bo Levi Mitchell time to allow this play to develop. Receivers were covered downfield. He needed to move around, buy a little bit of time, but not a hand laid on him.
1st and 10, the Stamps. Now it's Mitchell, play action, and making the catch and the touchdown. Eric Rogers has his 4th of the young season. He is a big play maker.
No question about that, as the end zone has quickly become Mr. Rogers' neighborhood in this 2015 CFL season. Eric Rogers, 2 touchdowns in 2 games last year. Now with his 4th of 2015.
And the new rules this season, the 3-yard line is where you can scrimmage for 2 points or kick from 32 for 1. So the Stampeders line up for the 2-point convert. Success rate of almost 68% along the league this year.
Well, the Stampeders have been actually better on 2-pointers than 1-pointers this year, so this is no surprise.
They are 4 for 4. Can they be 5 for 5? Why not? 5 for 5 on 2-point convert attempts. And the Stampeders with a big drive, capped off by Eric Rogers. Welcome to his neighborhood.
Baby, all glory to God. Good job on line. Great pass, Bo. Many more to come. Let's go. Let's get this W.
Well, that was good analysis, Dwayne Ford, from Eric Rogers, the former star from Cal Lutheran. Guy who got put into the lineup last October and has done nothing to not be in the lineup now.
No, absolutely. He made the most of that chance he was given last season. Established himself. He's been consistently productive, and this is the reason why they were able to make the Mo Price trade in the offseason, was the depth. They get younger, they get bigger, they don't lose anything in terms of production.
Former Stampeder Jock Sanders has won Grey Cup rings the last 2 years with Saskatchewan, then Calgary, and then was cut by the Stamps and came here. Let's take a look again at the latest bit of pay dirt from Eric Rogers.
Yeah, and it's just man coverage across the board. The outside receiver is just going to hold his guy close to the line of scrimmage, which essentially gives Eric Rogers half the field to get open on that corner route. Bo Levi Mitchell puts it up perfectly. uses a big body to shield the defender, and there it is. Now here, Rogers is the outside man. He's going to work in tandem with Marquay McDaniel. Rogers clears it deep, opens things up for McDaniel underneath. An easy 2.
Close to the midway point of the first quarter, and still, and a fumble! And Henry Burris able to pounce on it. Still no Ottawa Red Black points. This could be the 5th straight game, which would tie a CFL record. 5 straight games to start a season without scoring a point. You said it. You know, they've been going to the well a lot, going for the deep shots. Whenever they've had success this season moving the football, it hasn't been that way.
Well, they've been effective. They've got the guys to get it done with that underneath game, and they've got the players to get it done in the deep game with speedsters like Price and Williams. They just haven't been able to connect on those shots. They got to be able to spread it around.
2nd and 17, and they go underneath, but that's not going to get them anything. And they're hearing it right now from their faithful.
Well, and this is the thing when you get into 2nd and long and you've demonstrated an inability to complete the deep pass, and as good as the short game has been, what you're going to see from defenses is they're going to sit back. They're going to sit back just in front of the first down marker and let you complete the underneath stuff and come up and make tackles. If they know you can't go over the top on them, then you become a much easier team to defend, and that's what is happening to the Red Blacks right now.
Our referee tonight is Tom Valesi. Penalty flag here. That last pass to Greg Ellingson just got them back to the line of scrimmage.
Procedure. Ottawa number 20. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Well, that doesn't help as well. So now back. They'll snap this from the 11-yard line. And Leaks is in his end zone. They gave up a safety last week. Tim Brown in the sunshine right at the midfield stripe. A few shadows on this field now. Leaks is going to boot it.
Oh, yeah.
A floater. Brown dodges one and another. Tim Brown, look at him go. Tim Brown with flags down all over the place. First one likely no yards, and then a couple others. We'll sort it out when we come back to Ottawa with the Stamps leading 8-0 on Wendy's Friday Night Football. We had an illegal block, a hold, and face masking. So 3 penalties on that return. 1st and 10, Stampeders from the Ottawa 40-yard line. Cornish in the pistol formation with Bo Levi Mitchell. He'll get the rock, go left side, and John Cornish close to a 1st down. To the sideline we go, and joined tonight by Matthew Shinetti. Matt?
Rod, last year we asked Dave Dickinson, what does Bo Levi Mitchell need to do to get to the next level? And he said in the critical moments of the game, he has to make the critical throws. Well, Mitchell now has a Grey Cup ring, so we asked Mitchell yesterday, what's the next level? And he said, avoiding complacency. I don't want to run hot and cold like maybe Ben Roethlisberger or Tony Romo tend to do sometimes. He wants big yards, lots of rings like Warren Moon and Anthony Calvillo. So we asked Dickinson, what does he have to do? Well, he has to be patient. Learn to live with the 6-yard pass.
Procedure.
Don't force anything. We're really happy with how he's doing with all the injuries on the offensive line, and he's showing us a lot of maturity so far. Rod?
All right, thank you, Matthew. I mean, really a season for the ages for Bo Levi Mitchell in so many ways. And could you ask for anyone better? In fact, not only John Huffnagel, a former quarterback, but Dave Dickinson, one of the very best.
Yeah, no question. Dave Dickinson, a former most outstanding player in the Canadian Football League, a former Grey Cup champion, one of the most cerebral players of his era in the Canadian Football League, now doing it as a coach.
Tim Brown on 2nd down. They try taking it to the outside on the reverse. This will bring out the kick team now on 3rd down. So that procedure call was costly for the Stampeders, and the worst for the Ottawa Red Blacks would be the field goal by Rene Paredes. Paredes 5 of 7 this season, longest from 50, but this guy has been captain clutch most recently. 3 wins, all thanks to the leg of Rene Paredes. 3 wins accumulatively by 7 points for the Stampeders this season.
Timeout, Calgary.
The Stampeders forced to take a timeout there as they were a man short in the huddle. Freddie Bishop, defensive lineman who'll line up as an end here on their field goal team, ran in late. As you said, Rod, Paredes, he's had his ups and downs since coming in. His first couple of years, he was Mr. Automatic in terms of field goals. His accuracy numbers have cooled a little bit, but late in games, he's still one of those guys you can count on.
From the 42, the kick is up and money. Rene Paredes, 4:47 to go in the first quarter. And familiar place for the Red Blacks. They have no points on the board. Coming up after this one, we send you to BC Place. Adam Bighill, Travis Lulay and the Lions against the Toronto Argonauts. Right after this, a doubleheader kicking off Week 5, Wendy's Friday Night Football.
Well, Kevin Elliott and that young group of receivers for the Toronto Argonauts have been outstanding in the early going, with the gunslinger Trevor Harris doing well under center.
Can the Red Blacks break this first quarter curse? 5 receiver set and dropped football. Fullback Patrick Lavoie out of the backfield could not hang on. Right now, Henry Burris just 2 of 7. If Rick Campbell could find a way to get his team to play better football in the first quarter, you know, they're 2-2.
Well, we've seen a snap that was off the mark. We saw that pass just drop. Those sorts of things certainly aren't going to help you as much heat as Henry Burris is taking at quarterback. There are other mistakes being made.
They could be 3-1, and this looks like it's a first down. Mo Price, the former Stampeder, runs into his old mates on the Calgary bench. There's a way to say hello early in the ballgame.
I think our cameraman took the brunt of this one.
Devin.
There's a view of Devin's shoes in the sky.
Devin, we're just taking. We're not so much worried about the camera. How are you? Looks like he's okay. Full on. By the way, he's not wearing any equipment. 1st and 10. Burris play action. Now on the other side. This time Lavoie bulldozes into Calgary territory, and it looks like the spot's going to be a good one to move the sticks. Tom Valesi gives the signal, first down.
This is exactly how you want to see a guy bounce back after a mistake, as Henry Burris goes back to Patrick Lavoie 2 plays after an easy drop in the flat. Makes that catch, lowers his head to fight for that first down. Terrific play by the former member of the Laval Rougeaus.
Vanier Cup champion. Former Montreal Alouette. Deep drop for Burris. Here's the rush. And threading the needle. And unable to hang on is Mo Price.
Mo Price just has the quick under here. He's got the other guys clearing things out. And there's an open window, an open lane here for Henry Burris to get it to him. Threads it in there. The Price has got to squeeze that one cleanly.
Penalty flag just flew before this play. Got to the line of scrimmage. No huddle.
Too many men in the formation.
Too many men.
Ottawa, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Well, that's a costly one. Now 2nd and long. Penalties have been costly to the Red Blacks this season.
So this is the risk you get again, even in a no-huddle offense. If somebody's coming in, somebody's got to be coming out. Basically, you have to declare your personnel package so the defense has an opportunity to match with you, even in no huddle.
Sends 4 receivers to his right, looks left, now goes to the right, and over the top, it's a first down and more. And the former Calgary Stampeder, Brad Sinopoli, makes a clutch grab, his 8th second down catch of the new season.
Coming into this game, Brad Sinopoli and Chris Williams were Henry Burris's go-to guys on second down. This time at Sinopoli, credit the offensive line because this one took a while to develop. You get into that 2nd and 20. Receivers need time to get their depth. The offensive line held up and gave Henry Burris a chance to step up and deliver that strike to Sinopoli.
24 catches, 260 yards already, leading all Canadian receivers far side. In the case of Dropsy there as well. And another one dropped by Maurice Price.
And you get the feeling that Mo Price is a guy who's pressing a little bit right now too.
Last week against Edmonton, 2 deep shots early on, one overthrown, one underthrown, as Burris and Mo Price just haven't been able to get on the same page yet.
Yeah, and Price is a guy who desperately wants to make plays and help this team.
Second down conversion from the 38. And they convert. Chris Williams. So the former Ticats reconnect. Burris to Williams. 14-yard gain.
Well, we talked about Patrick Lavoie as an individual responding to a little bit of adversity. The Ottawa REDBLACKS on this drive as a team are doing a nice job responding to adversity. After some early struggles, they've had some drops, they've had some mistakes even within this drive, but they've managed to shake it off and keep the chains moving forward.
9th play of this drive. Over a minute to go, first quarter. And smothered in the backfield is Henry Burris, called his own number. So a minute away again. At the very least, it looks like the REDBLACKS might be able to kick a field goal here. They'd like to get it to the house. Down 11. They're getting close to the score zone inside the 20-yard line. They are the worst in the CFL in the early season and were last year. 20 yards in. Burris changes the play again. Juwan Simpson, the linebacker, eyes him up. Here he comes to the end zone. Jump ball, and it's a touchdown! Ernest Jackson! Amazing catch. And the curse has been broken.
They needed that one. Henry Burris gets the protection. It's not a real well-thrown ball here from Burris, but it gets to where it needs to be. And Ernest Jackson, another one of those big receivers who can make plays for you. And here, he helps out his quarterback. Fighting through, concentrating to stay with that football.
Well, TD Place finally gets a TD in the first quarter. The REDBLACKS line up and will go for 2. They're 2 of 3 on the young season from the 3-yard line. This place is jumping now. 10-play, 75-yard drive, capped off by a 2-point convert. There is a penalty flag. Jeremiah Johnson on a little teardrop pass from Burris. Let's see what the call is. Looks like it's going against the Stamps.
Illegal contact. Calgary number 28. A penalty is declined. Convert is good.
That was a really good response by the Ottawa REDBLACKS in so many ways.
There's a difference between this team last year and this year. Starts off looking like a flat, but Jeremiah Johnson's going to turn it up around the corner. Catches the corner. Buddy Jackson flat-footed there as he expected it to be a flat route in front of him. Wasn't ready for that one to go over the top.
His third touchdown as a REDBLACK. Hails from Rochester, New York, not far from here. Played University of Buffalo with the Bulls. And there's the 2-point convert from Jeremiah Johnson.
Here's a look back at that touchdown pass. Henry Burris to Ernest Jackson.
A little juggling act.
For Jackson, that's his 3rd of the young season.
Floater of a kick Tim Brown. Boy, he's got some moves. Make those moves in a phone booth practically. 35-yard line on the final play of the first quarter. And finally, after 4 straight games, scoreless in the first, the Ottawa REDBLACKS have their first points. They trail 11-8, visiting Calgary Stampeders on Wendy's Friday Night Football. Back in Ottawa, you know, there's so many ways to get to TD Place. Great stadium, and by foot, by car, by bus, by train, by tandem bicycle. So earlier today, Dwayne and I decided we were going to take off from the hotel and do the canal. Dwayne wasn't sweating very much. Nice ride to the park. Had a little trouble at times. Never do this without a helmet, by the way. It was a lot of fun. Dwayne was up eating. Yeah. Beautiful day near the canal, and reading as well. Oh, nice. Somebody was doing all the heavy lifting here. As we finally made it, I think it took about 4 hours to go 2 kilometers on a tandem bike, but we think, rent a bike. And we're here, and we were building up a lather, and that's where we exist now. I don't know what's harder, getting up here or...
Yeah, sorry, if you could just keep it down. This is a fascinating book.
50 Shades of Black.
Wacky, you and that mustache had some serious adventures, I got to tell you.
I gave it to Borat. That was enough of that. It was great to take a bike ride today, though. What a great way to come here.
Yeah, absolutely. Right by the canal. Fantastic scenery. Beautiful day, and it's actually maybe the fastest way here, beating traffic.
It is indeed. So the Ottawa REDBLACKS right back in this thing, second quarter. Bo Levi Mitchell goes in deep, looking for Rogers in an overthrow. For the Ottawa REDBLACKS, pretty stout defensively. Watch out for Damaso Munoz. Has talked about John Cornish and how much Cornish likes to talk.
Well, these two guys like this one-on-one matchup. Munoz, a longtime Edmonton Eskimo, so they've had that Battle of Alberta. A change on the defensive line for Ottawa as former Toronto Argonaut Aston Whiteside gets the start in place of Marlon Smith here in Week 5.
Whiteside just signed this week, so we'll see how he adapts wearing the new uniform. Another second down conversion. Mitchell, open man, has it along the sideline. And making the catch is Anthony Parker, the former Calgary Dino star. His 8th catch of the new season on an out pattern here. He was wide open.
Well, they've got so many guys that can make plays in this Calgary offense. A guy like Anthony Parker, fantastic, explosive athlete, can often become the forgotten man. You look at this team through the first 4 weeks, and you've got Fuller, McDaniel, and Rogers, each with a 100-yard game through the air. Cornish with a 100-yard game on the ground. You never know how they're going to come at you offensively.
27-yard gain, 1st and 10 from the 47. Here's Cornish. His 4th touch goes nowhere.
Well, Damaso Munoz wins that round. The battle with John Cornish.
Munoz, of course, a former Eskimo, had a few battles against Cornish. Says he's an all-right guy, just doesn't like the way he talks so much, and that's what happens down below. But this time Munoz does his talking with a tackle.
Yeah, just using that quickness and space to beat the block of the offensive lineman. Attack in the backfield.
2nd and 11, throwing down again. Mitchell empties up the backfield. Will send out 6. REDBLACKS look like they're going to rush 6. Here comes the blitz. Football goes, and it is almost caught. Great play downfield. Abdul Kanay, one-on-one coverage with Jeff Fuller. And there's a penalty flag in the backfield, right where Bo Mitchell was throwing the ball.
Well, we'll see if we can get a look here at exactly what happened.
Well, they didn't touch the quarterback.
Unnecessary roughness. Ottawa number 93. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Justin Capicotti, costly penalty, keeps this drive going. Did not see Mitchell get hit at all. Might have been with one of the linemen. Capicotti shakes his head. 1st and 10, Stamps from the 33. Pistol formation again with Cornish. Right side and then cuts back. Picks up half the first down yardage. So let's go and see what the infraction was.
Yeah, and Justin Capicotti is going to rush off the edge here. You'll see he gets into it with one of the offensive linemen at the end of the play. As this one goes on, you'll see him kind of take a swipe at somebody in the crowd. That draws the flag and lets the Stampeders off the hook.
Yeah, they might have punted the football from there. Now 2nd and 6. Mitchell has time. And wide open is Rob Cote. One-on-one inside the 5-yard line. The fullback almost takes it to the house. Big play, Rob Cote, and how was he so wide open?
Well, you're going to see Cote from his tight end spot. He's going to run upfield. Then you've got John Cornish out to the flat. Your problem is the Ottawa defenders both went with Cornish in the flat and left Cote wide open on the inside to turn it upfield.
Well, down to the 3. Is this John Cornish time? Yes, it is. Touchdown.
And those penalties always prove costly.
Think about that. Stamps might have punted. Instead, they continue the drive. Cote takes it down to the 3, and Cornish caps it off. Third score of the season for John Cornish. They are going to line up and go for 2 again. Why not? They're 5 for 5 on the season so far. As Dwayne mentioned earlier, better at the 2-point converts than the singles. And once more, 6 for 6 on 2-point plays. McDaniel caps it off. Big drive, punctuated by this. After a big penalty by Ottawa. 19-8 the score. John Cornish came into this week a couple of yards behind Jerome Messam for the rushing race. His touchdown elevates the Stamps, and then they add 2 again. They are dynamite on 2-point converts, and this was a tip right to Marquay McDaniel. He got a gift.
You've got to be good to be lucky. That one off the fingertips of Kalanji Kashama. Right into the waiting arms of Marquay McDaniel.
Lone returner behind a wall now is Jock Sanders. Sanders up near the 35-yard line. Let's go to the sideline now and rejoin Matthew Shinetti. Matthew?
Typically, Rick Campbell doesn't necessarily show his emotions, but he did that to his defense after that touchdown, walked up to them, brought them all as a group, didn't point out the penalty, but said, guys, very loudly, of course, that we have to be first into the tackles. Somebody has to make a play. We've got to do this together. And then gave everybody a stare and walked away. Guys?
Well, the frustration, I'm sure, mounting. Last year, 2-16 for Rick Campbell. They had a honeymoon of sorts, inaugural season, but they say the expansion tag has been ripped off. The only way to rip it off is with more wins. Once again, they use Lavoie to the backfield. What do you think, Dwayne? Was it a bit of a mirage, that 2-0 start to this team? What are the Ottawa REDBLACKS? Are they as good as that 2-0 team, or is they bad at the team that's played the last couple of weeks?
Well, they're a competitive football team, and I don't think they're necessarily as good as 2-0. They're not as bad as they've been the last 2 weeks. I think it falls somewhere in between, that they are a competitive team within the East Division. But the bottom line is, like any team in the league, as close as it is this year, they can't afford to make as many mistakes as they've made of late.
Well, the big word in the CFL is parity this year. Slant pattern and a drop. Usually sure-handed Ernest Jackson might have heard some footsteps.
Well, that's at least 3 drops by my count. maybe 4 by Ottawa receivers.
That was the issue last season, all last season. These are new receivers. Last week there were some drops, but it was in driving rain. They had excuses. No excuses tonight.
And this is what I was just saying, the self-inflicted wounds like we've seen, those drop balls, can't afford to have them. They're not better than anybody by a wide enough margin to be able to overcome that.
Tim Brown is back. Averaging about 9 yards a return. Has had some good ones here tonight. They're downfield quickly here, though, near the 24-yard line. That's where the Calgary Stampeders will scrimmage when we come back.
But you gotta love when your starters on defense can deliver for you like this on special teams. Antoine Pruneau starting strong side linebacker for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Also out here on punt cover, beats his man downfield. Wraps up Tim Brown before the Calgary returner can get going.
Pruneau, part of the trade last year. Kevin Glenn went back to BC. REDBLACKS got the number 4 pick overall, and they took Pruneau. What a player in his second year in the Canadian Football League. Up the gut. Couple of yards for Cornish this time. Says a lot about a young player just coming out of university, former Montreal Caravan, to make such an immediate impact.
Yeah, no question about that. But this is a guy with a high football IQ, very good athlete, one of the fastest players at the 2014 Combine, but a guy who is an all-conference performer, playing in that Quebec conference for the Montreal Caravan at 3 different positions over his last 3 years, whether it was Sam linebacker, free safety. They even put him at boundary corner at times if they needed to match him up against the other team's best receiver.
Mitchell now chased down, and football is knocked down. Ottawa football. How about this? What a turnaround, and welcome to Ottawa. Aston Whiteside, who was just signed to the team only a few days ago. His first game, and what a play by the former Argo.
Aston Whiteside is channeling Stevie Baggs here. You'll see it. Pushes upfield, and then the spin inside. There it is, perfectly executed, and heads up here to go for that right arm. Chop that ball free, and he scoops it up himself. And there's a guy showing he wants to stay in this Ottawa lineup.
How about earlier this week? The REDBLACKS called down to Vernon, Texas, and his mom's probably watching tonight. Phyllis, they couldn't get a hold of him. They talked to his mom, who said, sure. Mom's got to be proud right now. Aston Whiteside, an Abilene Christian.
This is a guy who started 14 games for the Toronto Argonauts last season, had a couple of sacks for them last year, playing opposite Tristan Opalaugo.
Boy, what a motor, chasing down Bo Mitchell.
Second and 4.
Could be a nice addition to a young Ottawa defensive line. They're just trying to find the right mix. Get some push across the board there.
2nd and 5 inside the score zone. Dumping it off out of the backfield and inside the 10 for a first down and a flag. Low price. See what this call is. Stampeders' initial reaction is it's against Ottawa. It looks like this play might be coming back.
Oh, we could get a hold against one of the Ottawa receivers here.
Might be after the catch.
After yards were gained. Illegal block. Ottawa number 80. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Still a first down. They convert it. But this will move the ball back to the 20-yard line. They remain in the red zone, but they were going to go 1st and goal here.
There you see Chris Williams coming back trying to help out, but a clear push in the back. The halfback Jamar Wall going to back this one up a little bit. Still 1st and 10 for the REDBLACKS.
Clustered formation now. hand it off to Jeremiah Johnson. Stutter step and another nice run. And once again a flag back at the 20. Flag on the play. Looked like he would move the sticks, but this one too is coming back because of a hold. Penalties crippling the Red Blacks right now.
Holding. Ottawa number 63. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, they went from the 10-yard line. Now they're back to the 30 and out of the score zone.
Well, this one goes against the center, former Stampeder. Should find the center first. John Gott.
So it's 1st and 20 from the Calgary 30. They load up the box, the Stamps. Burris reacts now. They bring it. Hit screen. Jock Sanders might have got 5 there. It'll be 2nd down and a throwing down.
We saw the Red Blacks on their first quarter touchdown drive demonstrate great resiliency. They encountered a lot of adversity on that drive, 2nd and long situations just like this. They were able to convert, keep it alive. Gonna have to dig deep and deliver more of the same here. 2nd and 16.
Chris Williams, top of your screen. Mo Price bottom. Brad Sinopoly's been Mr. 2nd down. Where will they go? Far side, but way short of a first down for Williams, who's rolled over near the 20. So it will be 3rd down, and Delbert Alvarado will bring his leg on the field and try to put up 3 more points.
Here you see Calgary's just sitting back. We talked about these 2nd and long situations for Ottawa, where they're not a team that's had a lot of success taking the lid off of defenses. Calgary able to sit back and just come forward and make a tackle on an underneath pass.
Delbert Alvarado, who missed his first field goal attempt in the CFL, and then after that has made 8 of his last 9 from the 25. Kick is up and it's through. And the lead once again is 8 for the Stampeders on Wendy's Friday Night Football. Chairs, one has gone down, another has to step up. Next man up. That's the theme for the O-line of the Calgary Stampeders.
Well, and there you see the one constant in terms of positions. Then those 2 guys on the inside, Bergman and Lavertu, and even Lavertu sat for an extended period last game as he got banged up. Spencer Wilson has bumped out from right guard to right tackle. Brad Erdos has stepped into that right guard spot. Gary Williams in at left tackle.
Testament to the personnel, the depth, and also the coaching for the defending Grey Cup champions. Play action over the middle, and unable to hang on and taking a lick was Fuller. Well, the guy in the middle is Pierre Lavertu, last year's #1 pick, who is the new Brett Jones for the Stampeders.
Himself.
Taking a lick was Fuller. Well, the guy in the middle is Pierre Lavertu, last year's #1 pick, who is the new Brett Jones for the Stampeders.
To me, I think he showed the entire team, himself, last game, who he is. And he got nicked up. He had a stinger, in his arm, whatnot. Carl goes down, breaks his ankle or his fibula, and Pierre says instead of bringing 90 back over and putting an O-line jersey on, I'm going to get back in the game. And he came back in. He played amazing. And yeah, he was dinged up, but man, he played amazing. We won the game because of that.
Beat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, slinging it out. Stampeders cannot convert on 2nd down, so Lavertu and Bo Levi Mitchell will head back to the sideline. It says a lot about Pierre Lavertu. Again, a #1 pick, came into the league with high aspirations. Who would have thought a year later he would have been the starting center, because Brett Jones is trying to find employment in the National Football League.
Well, this is where you give a lot of credit to John Huffnagel. Not John Huffnagel, the coach, but John Huffnagel, the general manager. His lead personnel guys, John Murphy, Brendan Mahoney, Michael Petrie in that front office as well, being prepared, knowing Brett Jones was going into the last year of his contract, to step up and draft a guy who is going to be able to step in this season.
We have whistles. Maver booted it, but the whistle came beforehand in a penalty flag. It's
procedure
against the
Calgary number
Stamps.
27. 5-yard penalty. Remains
Moves
third
it
down.
back even further. The guy getting ready to return, Chris Williams, spent the last couple of seasons down south, Chicago Bears, former most outstanding special teams player. All he did when he was with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Williams, was return kicks for touchdowns. Nothing yet in 2015. Might have some room here. And corralled at the 45. Down to the sideline once again. Let's check in with Matthew Shinetti.
Rod, you and Dwayne have spoken about it already. This is Henry Burris' 6th offense in 6 seasons, but Jason Moss is trying to help him adjust. He's telling Burris, don't force anything. For Moss, this is the kind of offense that he was used to, working in it with Scott Milanovich in Toronto for 3 seasons. So the message to Burris is the simple play is often the best play. Take what the defense is giving you. Trust the system. Don't force anything. Guys?
Well, don't force anything against a Rich Stubler defense as well. Cat and mouse. Far side. Williams steps out. 4:06 to go before halftime. And all those fans stand up. You got to love it here at TD Place when they get a first down. The entire south side says first down.
Well, Rod, you hit the nail on the head as far as attacking a Rich Stubler defense. We talked to Jason Moss about this yesterday. Said the one word to describe Stubler is patient. He will always try to wait you out and force you to make mistakes.
Burris has his man, and it is caught. Greg Ellingson makes a great catch down near the 18-yard line.
This is one that the REDBLACKS needed in their attempts to try and attack the Calgary secondary. Ellingson gets open on that corner route, and Burris perfectly thrown ball to the outside there, away from that defender.
Linebacker Keon Raymond had retreated, was watching Ellingson. So here they are in the score zone again. Burris wants to throw, slats it. First down, Ernest Jackson. I have a feeling that Ernest Jackson is going to be hanging on to the football a lot here now for the duration of this one. See him clutch that football. It's a 9-yard gain, so it's 2nd down and 1. They get the 1, they can reset, go 1st and goal. But that's all going to happen after the 3-minute warning, which has been issued to both benches here at TD Place tonight. Good one going on in this first half. REDBLACKS answer every punch by the Stampeders. Can they do it again? Tonight, doing his best, Ron Smith. Hey, gonna go Farhan and the boys coming up. 2:55 to go before the half. 2nd down, now a 1st down and goal for the REDBLACKS, who do not seem to be phased one bit tonight by the visiting defending Grey Cup champions. Rick Campbell, who used to be with Calgary.
A nice push up the middle, and one of the guys in the interior of that O-line right now. This year's #1 overall pick in the CFL draft, Alex Mateus, Ottawa native, attended the University of Connecticut. Getting some reps in there right now at left guard in place of Jermichael Dean.
Well, what do you do? Looks like they're going to throw here. 1st down, goal, pump fake, has the man, has a drop by Chris Williams. Can you believe that? No. In his arms.
Well, 2 moments of disbelief on this play. One, the explosion of Chris Williams to go get what looked like it was an overthrown ball. And then second, that once he got it, then he let it slip away.
My goodness. Well, there's more fodder for the guys in the studio talking about drop passes. Unbelievable. Continuing to plague the Ottawa REDBLACKS even with this all-star crop. 2nd and goal now. Play clock coming down to 4. Here it is. Burris lobs it up, and it is caught! Touchdown! Well, why not? Greg Ellingson. 2 big catches on that drive. And the REDBLACKS are going to line up for a deuce, and they're going to saw off another wood cookie here tonight. That's 2.
Well, looking right over the middle, but you see at the bottom of the screen, the 2 Calgary defenders, Wall and Bell, seem to get caught up on each other a little bit there. And Greg Ellingson makes a tough catch. Touchdown number 2 on the year for the former Hamilton Tiger Cat.
Well, it's been a night of 2-point convert attempts. Will they have another? No, in traffic. This one goes for naught, so it will be a 2-point Calgary lead.
Well, the fans here want a pass interference call. We'll take another look, but initial glance, that seemed to be textbook one-on-one pass coverage from Buddy Jackson on the corner.
Just looked at the big screen, and the coaches just threw the challenge flag. As you hear the fans.
Ottawa is challenging that there was defensive pass interference. We'll review the play.
I don't even know if Rick Campbell went upstairs. He looked at the big screen, and they played it.
Yeah, that right hand on the back.
I think this is going to be a good challenge.
Worth the shot. Initially, I just saw that left hand come out in front to block the pass, but the right arm of Buddy Jackson is wrapped around the back of Chris Williams as Williams is working into the football.
Jake Ireland is back at CFL command, looking at this right now.
Watch the right arm of the defensive back.
Very good chance this play is going to be overturned, and they'll go for 2 again. And closer, right at the goal line this time.
After review, we have pass interference. Calgary number 38. Ball will be placed on the 1-yard line, and we'll try the 2-point convert again.
So this is where it gets interesting, because REDBLACKS haven't had a lot of success running the football. You're at the 1. You've thrown almost every down so far. Henry Burris comes out. Are you liking the 2-point convert attempts and the new rules for converts so far this season?
I've said from the start, I'm not crazy about the 32-yard thing, but I do like the teams going for 2 more often. It's making things interesting. It's made it exciting.
So Burris goes in shotgun. Johnson behind him. Jackson and Ellingson in motion. Running start for Johnson. Fumbled the football, and did he get this? They got it back, it looks like. And they're saying it's successful. It wasn't pretty. It's not how you were able to draw it up. But the signal is good for 2. Jeremiah Johnson lost the ball at the goal line.
It looks like the strip happens before he gets in, and then it's that ball bouncing around.
Charleston Hughes on the edge, watching 39.
Yep, pops it out of there, punch with the right hand.
Boy, REDBLACKS are lucky to get that ball back.
Well, that'll go down as the most unsuccessful, successful 2-point convert in CFL history.
Because the initial call, the arms came up as he went over the line, and then the ball was out.
Yeah, and he didn't look like he was in initially before the ball was out.
But that's the guy, Greg Ellingson, racked up some big yardage, 2 big plays. And Ellingson has his second major as a REDBLACK, former Cat.
Here's the key play on that drive. Strike on the corner to Greg Ellingson. then the finish, Ellingson going on the post across the field. Guy that Henry Burris described in the offseason as one of the most underrated receivers in the CFL.
Jeremiah Johnson has a couple of converts. By the way, thanks to Steve Daniel, our resident CFL statistician, Markway McDaniel has now tied the all-time record for most two-point converts in one season with 4. Only until week 5.
He's going to say not bad for week 5.
I think that record will be obliterated.
No good because the ball carrier fumbled before he crossed the goal line. Convert is no good.
So they're saying the convert is no good now.
We still got the ball. We got the ball in the end zone.
Then you can hear the players on the sideline saying, we got the ball in the end zone and recovered the football.
What is that?
We recovered the ball!
Rick Campbell's looking for an explanation down on that Ottawa sideline as well.
Ottawa recovered the football. So we're going to have to get some clarification on that. Right now the scoreboard reads 19-17. Brown. They butt heads on the far side. Let's take a look again, Dwayne.
Yeah, I mean, there was no question about the fact that the ball was out before he crossed the line.
Nobody recovered. Now it's underneath. There it is. That's a free football, you would think.
During the return, holding, Calgary number 95. 10-yard penalty, first down.
But it was Ellingson who was the man that actually dove in and recovered it in the end zone.
They rule it as a dead ball.
It shouldn't be a dead ball on a two-point convert attempt. It's a live ball that Calgary could return.
Well, again, I think Rick Campbell looks as flummoxed as everyone else. Try to sort this out. Bo Mitchell swings it. Anthony Parker lunges. Good effort. Can't come up with the football.
Good matchup there between two young Canadians in this league, Parker and Antoine Pruneau, a couple former high draft picks. Just a bump within 5 yards.
Second and 10, 2 minutes to go before halftime. Lots of energy here tonight. Nice toss by Bo Mitchell. Markway McDaniel will move the sticks up near the 40-yard line. Right there, so we'll force another second down opportunity for the Red Blacks to stuff the Stamps and get the ball back before halftime. Boy, a lot of ebb and flow here. What a difference between last week's game here, when they could build an arc because of all the rain. Sloppy game.
Teams had a lot of trouble getting any momentum going in that one.
Lots of offense here. Second and 11. Play clock came down to 0. This is a time count violation against Mitchell and the Stamps.
Time count violation. Calgary number 19. That penalty is loss of down. Third down.
So it will be third down, and they'll kick it back to Chris Williams. Any idea why still that the two-point convert was taken back from the Ottawa REDBLACKS? Williams at his 26-yard line. Oh, a wobbly one, and this ball will be coming back. Chris Williams might as well go down because they just roughed up Rob Maver as he booted it. Roughing the kicker.
Major foul, roughing the kicker. Ottawa number 37, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Keenan LaFrance.
The rookie of the University of Manitoba. He's got a shot at that block, but you see contacts Maver with that leg still in the air.
He knew it too as he pounded the turf. France who played high school and junior football and university football in Manitoba. Crossley penalty keeps the Stamps offense on the field right at the midfield stripe. Up two. Mitchell looks one way then the other, and Parker fumbles. Ottawa recovers. Another turnover by the Stampeders. And the guy earlier who had the penalty that kept a touchdown drive intact, Justin Capicati, has some revenge.
Yeah, quick hitch. The blocks are coming from the inside for Anthony Parker, but he's trying to go it alone and bounce back to the outside. Ball popped free. I think that was the safety, Brandon Thompson, with the initial hit. REDBLACKS with an opportunity to possibly go in the break with a lead here.
Another turnover for the Stamps. Burris. Whoa, dangerous toss. Looking for Price. Jamar Wall was inside his uniform practically.
Yeah, great coverage by Wall. He and Brandon Smith. Great duo at halfback for these Stampeders.
Stampeders came into this game turnover ratio, which was something you never even thought about with the Stamps last year, near the bottom of the CFL. Two fumbles in this first half have kept the REDBLACKS in this one. Burris steps up. Strong arm. Oh! Making the catch is Chris Williams. And they are waving it off on the far sideline. He tried to sell it. It was a good sell job. Williams thought he made the grab.
Williams, the outside man here, is going to come underneath. Low throw.
Man, well, not too much of a disagreement from Williams. So,
yeah, you see it pop up and come around, but
whoa! They're looked at it again here on the big screen.
does he catch this before it hits the ground on the way down here?
Well, nose of the football may not have. Right here, looked like the nose of the football right here hit the ground.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, and the fact that it was called incomplete initially certainly wouldn't help them in any review.
Leaks. Minute to go before the half. Brown. Dancing now. Tim Brown. Jukin up near the 25-yard line. Down to this sideline once again. Matthew Shinetti come in.
Guys, John Cornish is coming up back on the sidelines, but the last couple of times he went off, the training staff was looking at his right thumb, took his glove off, no visible discomfort, but they were looking rather concerned at that right thumb. He's going out there, but again, something to keep an eye on, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Matthew. John Cornish, another rushing title last season, considering he really only played a half season. Looking to join George Reed and Mike Pringle as the only running backs to win 4 straight. Looks like Cornish is all right. Chance for the Stamps to move it again. Mitchell on the roll. And Marquay McDaniel chased down on the corner and still will move the chains.
Well, you talk about underrated receivers in this league. How about another former Hamilton Tiger Cat in Marquay McDaniel, guy who's really found a home in Calgary over the last several seasons. Becomes the new leader of that receiving corps, the veteran of the group.
Penalty flag, might have been offside here. Joe West.
Flag on the play.
Ottawa number 6. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Antoine Pruneau, jumpy. 1st and 5. Down to 29. Mitchell trying to get this team into field goal range at the very least. Out pattern again. Bad toss that time. That one on Bo Levi Mitchell. Looking for Jeff Fuller.
Stampeders had Fuller working the out on that side, working up above him. Eric Rogers going towards the corner. Both receivers pretty well covered on that play.
Here comes the noise again. Second and 5. REDBLACKS rush 4. Sideline for Fuller again. Incomplete. So it will be 3rd down. 20 seconds to go. And Jason Moss on the sideline. Now offensive coordinator. He's used to getting hit a few times in his career as a quarterback, of course, with the Edmonton Eskimos for many years. First year as the OC here in Ottawa. 20 seconds. Chris Williams gets some field position here. Penalty flag again. We had a pretty clean first quarter. Not a lot of penalties, but the second quarter, almost every play now.
During the return, holding. Ottawa number 38. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Well, 10 seconds to go. Henry Burris has a long field here. Will he take a shot, or will they just take a knee?
And I'd be a little more inclined at this point for Ottawa to just take a knee. Don't risk anything going wrong. You've got the ball in your own end of the field.
Well, the Ottawa REDBLACKS are going to have a deficit here at halftime. Down 2 on a bit of a disputed 2-point attempt. Fumble into the end zone. But well played by the REDBLACKS to stay in this. Calgary has to shore up some protection of their football. 2 turnovers. This will be the final play. That's the first half. 19-17 Calgary here at TD Place at Lansdowne Park in Ottawa. Wendy's Friday Night Football will continue as we send it back to Farhan and the boys in this.
One! We ball as one!
It's Friday Night Football! Yeah! Boys are in here, gonna put on a show.
Ottawa REDBLACKS hanging in against the Calgary Stampeders under a Bella Luna tonight in Ottawa. 19-17. Big touchdown late in the first half from Greg Ellingson, who's with Matthew Shinetti.
Greg, those touchdowns, is that what we want to see from this offense, the kind of productivity you expect?
Yeah, we could definitely do that if we come out the second half and produce that way in the way that we can, and we play our best, we can come out with this win.
Henry Burris has often called you an underrated receiver, maybe the league's most underrated receiver. Do you feel the same way?
I feel like I can play, and I feel like every receiver that we have here can play, so we just need to come out here and do that.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Big plays from the Ottawa REDBLACKS, bringing them back in the ball game, and a disputed 2-point effort that looked like it was a fumble recovery, was ruled not. Dead ball in the end zone, so that's the 2-point difference as we get underway here in the second half. And Tim Brown nailed at the 34-yard line, and Calgary's offense will start first. Let's go down to the sideline. An injury update with Matt.
Guys, I saw John Cornish walking through the hallways here at TD Place during the halftime. He's gone for x-rays on that right hand we were discussing before halftime. Right now, the Stampeders are saying he's questionable to return. Guys?
side, John Huffnagel has to devise something else right now. There's the guy, Matt Walter. Dependable, durable back. Former star at University of Calgary. In the pistol formation with Bo Levi Mitchell. Play action. Slings it out. Running room now for Rogers. There's a penalty flag at the 50, and that's normally near interference territory, so
this could be an early block against Jeff Fuller, who's a little bit further ahead of Rogers on that play.
Maybe that's why Rogers also was afforded so much room.
Illegal interference, blocking downfield. Calgary number 3, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Keep an eye on the two outside receivers to that wide side of the field. Fuller and Rogers. Fuller, the outside man, pushes deep. There's that contact that creates a little extra space for Rogers underneath him.
Very interesting ball game unfolding here tonight. Calgary Stampeders looking for their first road win of 2015. Looking to become the first team to 4 wins on the season. Here's the rush. Mitchell escapes. Now he rolls. And now he throws. And caught and knocked out of the hands of Anthony Parker. As Javon Johnson smokes Parker.
And perfect timing here from the veteran Javon Johnson on the corner.
We've had a number of drop passes tonight. That time, that was a forced drop by Javon Johnson. Way too many drop passes in the first half from both teams, as a matter of fact. Ottawa has the most drop passes in the CFL. 16 so far this season. Mitchell. And a crossing pattern underneath, and Rogers has another big play into Ottawa territory and silences TD Place.
Ottawa's playing their defense based on the situation here. 2nd and 20 on this play, so they're only going to rush 3. They're dropping everybody, and they're letting the underneath routes go, knowing they can come up. Everybody's deep, covering in the territory where Eric Rogers is. No way he should be able to pop free on this.
And he did, and Abdul Kane lost him. Big play for the Stamps. 1st and 10 inside Ottawa territory. Walter with Cornish out of the ball game right now.
Well, you mentioned Matt Walter out of the University of Calgary, a program that's produced some pretty good running backs over several generations, but this is a guy who completed his career as the school's all-time leading rusher. He's a local guy out of Bishop O'Byrne High School in Calgary.
Just turned 26 4 days ago. The early part of the season. Mitchell with time. Downfield for Fuller behind cover. And Javon Johnson looked like he was baiting him a little bit and then closed the gap. Because Fuller had a couple steps.
Yeah, and it's hard to fault the throw, but in the world of Jeff Fuller and Eric Rogers, those big, tall receivers, maybe a hint overthrown when you look, and you know those guys can go up and get the ball at a higher point than that. You can push it a little bit deeper. Ultimately, where that ball came down, it was in a position where Javon Johnson had an opportunity to make a play where there's a range a little bit higher. And again, you don't want to nitpick on a pretty good throw from Bo Levi Mitchell, but a little bit higher, and only Fuller can get to that.
And a good play by Javon Johnson. Rob Maver angles one, and it's a beauty. Inside the 5-yard line. Rob Maver, one of the best. My imagination or not, Javon Johnson a little amped up tonight?
Javon Johnson, a couple big defensive plays on that series.
Just one sack in the ball game tonight. Sack tally brought to you by Purelator, tackling hunger. A promise we can all help deliver.
No surprise, Charleston Hughes One of the league's most productive pass rushers in recent years, with the only sack on the night.
Brilliant kick by Rob Maver again. Former Guelph star. All-star punter. Long field for Henry Burris and the REDBLACKS. Play action. He decides to throw it deep. Crossing pattern in front of a beach ball. Low price. Another overthrow by the REDBLACKS quarterback.
Well, the dry spell continues for Henry Burris and Maurice Price as they're still looking for that first home run of the season.
Well, right now, they've got to get this out of the shadow of their goalpost, so there's a good chance they might be giving up 2 here. Already lost 2 tonight on a bit of controversy late in the second quarter. Here comes the rush, and Burris throws it away. And a penalty flag. Now, it could be one of 2 things. They could say roughing the passer, but I'm not sure about that. It could also be intentional grounding, perhaps. Or even a hold here. Let's see.
Holding. Ottawa number 55. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Well, the only people holding Henry Burris at the end of that play. So there's a very good chance that Ottawa may give up 2 here.
You see that call against the left tackle, Sir Vincent Rogers. Fighting a losing battle on that one with Charleston Hughes.
Hughes holding his left arm awkwardly. Already without John Cornish offensively. So Tim Brown is near his 50 just in case Aleeks does boot it. 12 yards deep in his end zone, and he's going to kick it. Tim Brown at his 45-yard line at the Ottawa 45. And great field position here for the Calgary Stampeders. Maybe a bit of a surprise there. To watch, maybe an investigation into why the Ottawa REDBLACKS would kick that ball out. What do you think?
Well, an interesting decision. When you look at the scoreboard, a 2-point deficit, you go, okay, they don't want to give up 2 and make it more than a field goal. But what you did was avoid giving up 2 to put them in range
for 3.
For 3.
Mitchell gets it on to Joe West. Remember last year in August, it was around this time that Joe West played a game with a very heavy heart in this city. And I know he came back even thinking this week about his brother, who he lost just before the game, learned that his brother had been murdered down south.
On a remarkable performance from Joe West, particularly under those circumstances. Found out that morning just before the game, went out and played.
Mitchell. Rob Cote. 2nd down. Looks like he's going to get a 1st down. Yeah, tragedy strikes like that. Nobody really knew except for his teammates who really banded around Joe West at that time. And obviously the strength of a team, and perhaps the best therapy was just to go play football. And he did.
Felt that was the way to honor his brother, who was a college football player himself. Arkansas State.
Close to the green zone. Direct snap for Walter. Spot perfectly by Antoine Pruneau. But Matt Walter, like a bowling ball, just rolls out around the sideline. Ran about 50 yards to pick up 4. But for a moment looked like he might have been caught.
Well, Matt Walter turns on the Jets here just to get around that corner.
Great straight arm. And knocked out. 2nd and 6 now for the Stamps. 2-point lead here on Wendy's Friday Night Football in Ottawa tonight. Pump fake. Mitchell now in trouble. Throws it up for grabs. Nobody home. And so the Stamps will bring their field goal unit out. Rene Paredes, Dave Dickinson, not happy his team couldn't punch it to the end zone.
I'll call that one a win for the Ottawa defense in a tough situation in terms of that field position after the decision to kick out of the end zone. Well, Levi Mitchell doing a nice job to get rid of that ball and preserve the field position for the field goal attempt.
22-yarder from Paredes. 2 for 2 tonight. And the lead now is 5. Greg Ellingson has had an impact tonight. Will they continue to go to number 82? We'll find out when we come back to Ottawa. Rick Campbell on the left, Rich Stubler on the right, the longtime defensive guru. And it was Rick Campbell who left Calgary. He had the defensive coordinator job and then went to Ottawa. Rich Stubler came in last year, and these guys have a lineage.
Yeah, a lot of history. It's a very small world, this world of football, particularly the Canadian variety. Paths crossing many times over again over the years.
University of Oregon back in the 90s. Here's a tip ball. Jason Moss also went to Oregon. He was there. Jeff Tedford was a coach in Oregon. Speaking of Tedford, his Lions hosting the Toronto Argonauts after this game here tonight. Argos and Lions, second half of our doubleheader. 2nd down and 10. Greg Ellingson's been a go-to guy for Burris in this situation tonight. They bring the blitz. They go to the 50, and he finds Chris Williams. Another 2nd down conversion for the Ottawa REDBLACKS.
Well, Ottawa's done a decent job with their backs up against the wall in this ball game tonight.
Talked about Jason Moss being at Oregon. He knows Rich Stubler so well, and he knows that the mad scientist can concoct a lot of different defenses.
I think he's patient. I think he believes that offenses aren't going to be as patient as he is. So I think a lot of times offenses get away from things that will work to try to do different things to him, and he can sit back, read the things that you do, and then react quickly, and then he'll change it up every now and then to mess with you.
Well, Rich Stubler pointing to his head, saying using your head to Junior Turner, unnecessary roughness. That will not make Stubes happy. What a brilliant defensive mind. Keeps this drive going. Ernest Jackson. Let's take a look at the infraction.
A little bit of a scrum at the end of that previous play. See Junior Turner entering the fray late here.
Burris swings it out. Looking for Jeremiah Johnson. So the drive will stall here. It'll be 3rd down and 6 yards to go. This will be around a 43-yard attempt for Delbert Alvarado. 7 of 9 on the season, 1 for 1 tonight. His longest from 46. To make it a 2-point game. Kick is up, and it is good. Little juice on that one. Squeezes it in for Delbert Alvarado. Hold from Thomas DeMarco. And it's good. 22-20 Calgary. Bo Levi Mitchell in the huddle, getting ready to bring his offense on the field. One of his main targets is Eric Rogers, who has a touchdown tonight. Let's go to the sideline. Here's Matthew.
Rod, the Stampeders might not have Nick Lewis's mouth anymore, but they still have a veteran presence amongst the receivers in Marquay McDaniel. Eric Rogers, who sits next to McDaniel, says everyone thinks Marquay is really quiet, but he's always talking to me about how to use my hands, how to run routes, and I spoke to McDaniel before the game, and he said, with Nick gone, I kind of understood that I had to be more of a talker. Sure, I'm quiet, but I'm going to go ahead and coach these guys up, like Eric Rogers and like Jeff Fuller. And just as an aside, guys, John Cornish is out of the game with a thumb injury.
That's not good news for the short-staffed Stampeders. Their best player gone for the football game. And Tim Brown comes in at running back now. He'll get some touches. So without some key offensive personnel on their O-line and now their feature back, see what the Calgary Stampeders can muster. They've been doing it with duct tape the last few weeks.
Yeah, they really have a number of serious injuries. And you go down the list for this team, it's been talked about a lot on the offensive line, but also lost an important receiver, Simon Charbonneau. Now you add John Cornish to that mix as well.
2nd and 8, lots of time for Bo. Pocket closes and going backwards, but they'll give Joe West progression here. And it should be another first down. What a throw by Mitchell, just kind of lobbed it up.
Well, he's got to be accurate here as you see the defenders converging on Joe West, but terrific throw when you consider he's got to throw it across his body. Moving to his right, throwing back to his left into that small window. He puts it on the mark.
25-year-old Bo Levi Mitchell stands in again, avoids the rush, and it's West again, finding an outlet as the Red Blacks were bringing the heat.
And Joe West, maybe it's his turn to get going in this Calgary offense. As we mentioned already, 3 different Stampeder receivers. Rogers, Fuller, and McDaniel have recorded 100-yard receiving games this season.
Another key 2nd down conversion for the Stampeders. 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They give it to Walter. And it looks like he too will reset the downs. Had to get to the 51. Matt Walter take the horns now as John Cornish is in the locker room.
And Matt Walter, a guy who joined this Stampeder team as part of a 2011 draft class that included Anthony Parker and Brad Sinopoli.
Walter, what a prize. Selected in the 5th round, 34th overall. Sideline, one of those twin towers. Fuller can't make the catch. Well, big guys up there, and Jeff Fuller and Eric Rogers, both 6'3", 6'4". You might think a bit of a height advantage. That ball was thrown a little high, but Fuller couldn't bring it down. Daniels back in. 2nd and 10. There's Fuller. There's defensive coordinator Mark Nelson. He too has been around like Rick Stubler. Have to get to the 41-yard line. And almost picked off. That time thrown into traffic. And once again, Fuller is getting to know Javon Johnson quite well tonight.
A busy night for Javon Johnson over there. Again, it's Fuller and Rogers working on the same side of the field, working a bit of an in and out. Fuller with the deep slant, Rogers working the out. Red Blacks sitting on that inside route, making a play, much to the pleasure of one-time Stampeder Mark Nelson.
He's upstairs for the Red Blacks. Stubler downstairs. Big kick. Looks like it's going to bounce into the end zone for a point. Who knows how that will factor in. Right now, it's a 2-point game once again. Canada's men's rugby team faces Tonga in the Pacific Nations Cup live from Burnaby, BC tonight. Action gets underway at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on TSN2. John Cornish is out of the locker room now. He's done for the night. And a question mark now. Stampeders certainly hope not too much longer.
And a scene that Stampeders coaches, players, fans saw a little bit too much of last season. John Cornish in street clothes.
Jeremiah Johnson is swallowed up.
And just a dominant play at the line of scrimmage there from the Calgary Stampeders. 5 men up, including the middle linebacker, Juwan Simpson. There you see Derek Wigan, first-year man out of Queen's University, originally a 2014 draft pick of these Stampeders, getting a chance to be part of that D-tackle rotation with the Canadians, Turner and Smith.
Under 2, third quarter, 3-point Calgary lead. Quick one, firing it right at the first down marker, and it's Greg Ellingson. Fast becoming a favorite target for Henry Burris tonight.
Well, favorite target as he was 2 years ago when they were teammates with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. That's the 10th second down conversion and 18 opportunities for the Ottawa REDBLACKS in this ballgame.
Now to their 46-yard line. Burris is in trouble, and he'll be buried near the 43. It'll be another second down conversion.
You're just going to see this pocket start to cave in around Henry Burris, collapsing all 4 pass rushers, winning their battles, closing distance toward the Calgary quarterback. Nowhere to step up, nowhere to slide.
4 big dudes, 4 mean guys on that line. Charleston Hughes, Quinn Smith, Junior Turner, and Freddie Bishop. 2nd and 14. They rush 5. Wobbler. Oh, what a catch!
Fantastic catch.
Phenomenal from Ernest Jackson. Right at the marker. And it is a first down.
Jackson's going to be the second man in that stack. He's going to push up, recognizing the situation, push up to first down depth. Great concentration as the hit comes at the same time as the ball.
Highlight real time for Jackson into Calgary territory. Burris now dances out. Johnson's the outlet, one-on-one. Nice move here, gets a block, and is very close to a first down in what appears to be the final play of the third quarter. Calgary Stampeders, Ottawa REDBLACKS, the kickers do the scoring in the third quarter here tonight. 3-point lead for the Stamps. But the REDBLACKS are driving as we head to the fourth on Wendy's Friday Night Football. 23-20 heading to the fourth here on Wendy's Friday Night Football with Dwayne Ford, Matthew Shinetti, and our entire crew here. Rod Black with you as we head to the fourth. One thing the Ottawa REDBLACKS did last year, they were in a lot of football games into the fourth, but they never won trailing after 3. They were 0-13. They are 2-2 this season. They've started to learn how to win, and you wonder if this 2-point convert that was denied to them in that first half may come back to haunt them.
Yeah, and just a tough call, a very unique situation, as the play, the ruling on the field, or the call at the time, was a touchdown, as you heard the guys explain at halftime. So the play is initially and immediately blown dead. The fumble recovery, it was felt, didn't happen immediately. It was a ball that bounced around a little bit, so it's not an immediate recovery. So it sort of stands as the ball being fumbled, the play blown dead. no two-point convert for Ottawa, and a three-point game to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I can understand the interpretation of it, but at the
just a
same
tough
time,
situation.
very tough. Saw the official on the sideline signal the touchdown or successful two-point convert, I guess we could call it. Bounced around, but you can see when a ball is fumbled and it's live, it's live.
Yeah.
Unless the whistle blows, hence the dead ball. First down, early fourth here. REDBLACKS 12 for 19 now on second down conversions tonight. They've been good in that department. Johnson plows up the middle, down to the 38-yard line. It's going to be another second down conversion attempt. Jeremiah Johnson filling in for the injured Siobhan Walker. He's had a couple of two-point convert attempts tonight. One was good, one was taken away. Siobhan Walker is a spectator tonight.
A little bit banged up. They felt they wanted a running back who was going to be 100% to bang out some of the tough yards between the tackles they were going to need tonight.
Blitz off the edge. Now Burris goes himself and has the first down. Old Man River.
And another second down conversion for the REDBLACKS. This time courtesy of the legs of Henry Burris. This time you see there's not the same push up the middle on the rush this time, which gives Burris an opportunity to step up, and as he does, he realizes he can get to that first down marker on his own. Doesn't need to try and force a deep ball, he just needs to keep the drive alive.
Burris, one of the leading rushers, despite the fact he's now tipped over 40 years of age. First down, Burris. We've done a lot of the REDBLACKS games this year. One thing we've noticed is they eat up a lot of time on drives. They're doing it again. First and 10. Low Price, bottom of your screen. Chris Williams, top. Look out! And Henry Burris is hammered by Charleston Hughes. Huge sack from Hughes.
Yeah, Charleston Hughes is going to be quick around the edge here. Henry Burris looking to his right. There's that backside. You see Hughes just with the burst of speed to blow past Sir Vincent Rogers. Had his own chainsaw going on that one.
Charleston Hughes has had a monster night here tonight. 3 sacks. Second and 16. Burris in trouble again, and he's going down.
The loss of field position hurts there.
Huge, because now they're out of field goal range as Quinn Smith, the Concordia Stinger, stings the REDBLACKS.
Quinn Smith having a terrific sophomore season.
Penalty flag at the 50.
Objectionable conduct. Ottawa number 66. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, another 10 yards back. REDBLACKS went from what looked like at least, the very least, a field goal attempt. Now they'll have to punt the football away. John Gott, 63.
Well, they called it on Nolan McMillan, who was in that discussion with the officials as well.
3rd and 35, long yards. And a bad kick from Aleeks. It bounces out, or did it? Might have gone out in the air, and there's going to be more yardage tacked on here. Calgary Stampeders catch a huge break here. Defense comes up big, and Charleston Hughes does it all. 3-point ball game. Right now, got it down to the 33-yard line of the Stampeders, and now the Stamps don't give up any points, and they're at their own 43, all because of sacks and penalties.
Yeah, the objectionable conduct followed by the punt that went out of bounds between the 20-yard lines. As you said, no return, no points scored by Ottawa. Yet somehow Calgary is starting with the ball 10 yards further ahead than Ottawa's furthest advance on the drive.
Anthony Alik's kick didn't help. You have to kick the ball on the ground at the very least between the 20s. Cannot travel out in the air, so that tacked on the additional penalty. 2nd and 9. Mitchell has his man. They are saying it's a catch. The REDBLACKS are saying incomplete. The officials huddle up and they're saying it is a first down.
Ottawa's right, that's not a catch.
And Marquay McDaniel, and they're going to try to huddle up quick here. Maybe they won't. And this would probably be a good time to throw a challenge flag.
Absolutely not a catch by Marquay McDaniel. That one fell between his arms and hit the turf.
They have not thrown the flag, and they are not going to get it off in time. So Calgary might have caught a break just now. Oh, there's a whistle.
Timeout, Calgary.
Well, ironic that Calgary's the team calling the timeout. It'll be interesting to see if Ottawa throws a flag here. Given a little bit more time to see this replay.
Yeah, that's not a catch.
We'll see here because the replay is now going to show on the big screen, so everyone's going to see it.
Take one more look now. Maybe not definitive enough.
Well, I think it's pretty definitive.
That's a definitive. They did not throw the challenge flag. They missed that opportunity. Mitchell gets loose, and it's knocked down. Eric Rogers, he sprung. Abdul Kane converged.
And I'll tell you what, Abdul Kane is a guy who's really, in my eyes, come into his own here in his 2nd year with the Ottawa REDBLACKS. It seems every time we see this team play, this is a guy that shows up repeatedly on film making plays. Played a little more corner last season, but seeing action at the boundary halfback this year. Tough position to play, but he's proven to be up to the challenge.
Under 10 to play in the 4th, and a tight one here in Ottawa. Mitchell fires, another knockdown. Looking for Joe West.
Well, tell you what, it's interesting. We had a chat with Bo Levi Mitchell yesterday and talked about this Ottawa defense that he was going to face. And he said, without a doubt in his mind, taking nothing away from the rest of the Ottawa D, he felt the strength of this Ottawa defense was their secondary. A young group, mostly 2nd-year players, other than Javon Johnson. You can see these guys are certainly playing up to exactly the challenge that Bo Levi Mitchell expected.
Brandon Thompson had 4 picks last year. That's a key knockdown. There's a challenge flag coming now from John Huffnagel. He's going to challenge pass interference. And isn't there irony in this?
Calgary is challenging that there was pass interference on the play. We'll review the play.
Now, can't see there. Did Thompson have his right hand? You might take a look here. Did he have his hand on him? I don't know.
Well, the right hand is wrapped around the waist.
Was it before?
Joe West. Similar kind of play to the one where we saw interference called on Buddy Jackson.
Now, was it simultaneous?
After review, the ruling is confirmed. Incomplete pass, no interference.
No interference. So after all that, you know, thought for a moment the REDBLACKS might rue their non-decision to throw a challenge flag. As it works out, they're going to get the football back. Chris Williams lurks near the 15. Maver launches. Wobbly one. No opportunity for a return. Henry Burris trying to lead his team back. Looking to bounce back from 2 straight losses and get their 3rd win of the season. Can they knock off the champs? Close football games so far this season. All 3 wins have come by a total of 7 points. And right now they lead by 3 here in Ottawa. Lots of time left though. Burris sidearm. Ernest Jackson snares it. Half the first down yardage maybe.
And there you see the close victories for the Calgary Stampeders. 1-point win over Hamilton to open the season. Beat Toronto by 5 a couple weeks ago, and then another 1-point win against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in a thriller last weekend.
A little bit different than last year when they came running like wild horses out of the starting gate and demolished nearly everyone in their path. Different story this year. They got the target on them, the bullseye. And they've got a lot of injuries. Burris, look out! And gone is Chris Williams. He'll score. But there's a penalty flag. This could be interference. This could count.
Yeah, likely illegal contact going to go against Calgary, I imagine.
84 yards for Chris Williams. What a sensational way to pick up your first red-black touchdown.
Calgary number 28. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
The fly guy.
And Chris Williams, you saw the matchup. He beats the corner to the inside and then breaks it back out. Henry Burris drops it over the top. There's the big play the Ottawa REDBLACKS have been looking for. Trying to take advantage of the speed of Williams and Price. They finally got it at a critical time in this ballgame.
Biggest play of the season. The first touchdown for Chris Williams in the CFL since 2012. His first as a REDBLACK, now the 1-point convert from Alvarado from the 32, and he missed it. Delbert Alvarado, who had been perfect in single-point attempts, not now, and it's a field goal between these teams. Yeah. 3-point difference again.
A huge miss. This is the reason why they decided not to go for 2, is that taking the so-called easy one would have given them a 3-point lead. There you see the pass over the head of Buddy Jackson, just dropped into the speeding Chris Williams.
That ridiculous speed of Chris Williams. Maybe the only guy faster in Canada right now is sprinter Andre DeGrasse, who earlier tonight won another gold medal at the Pan Am Games. Look at the burners on CW. Goodbye. Goodbye. Henry Burris' biggest play of the season. Williams' biggest play as a REDBLACK. Still a long way to go here, though.
Inside release, that's awesome. Let's go, D. We need to stop. Get this win.
First lead of the ball game for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Tim Brown, it's your turn. Trying to get the edge. Big play downfield from James Green, special teams specialist.
Yeah, he's done it for a number of years in this league. Former Toronto Argonaut, Winnipeg Blue Bomber. Now one of the anchors of this special teams unit. with the Ottawa REDBLACKS, another one of those former Calgary Dinos.
Three-point lead. Aston Whiteside had a huge play in his first game in an Ottawa uniform earlier. Up to you, Bo Levi Mitchell. Over the top, and Fuller drops. Capicotti all over him. Well, we've seen a clinic tonight in drop footballs, have we not?
Ottawa. Season high. Jeremiah Johnson working the crowd here.
Who needs a mascot? REDBLACKS load up the line. Here comes the blitz. Bo throws, caught. What a catch by Rogers. Right at the first down marker. Eric Rogers does it again.
Well, Rogers, the defender Thompson draped all over him. He's going to push to that first down yardage, a little bit past. Then open himself up for his quarterback.
Three catches, 87 for Rogers. Play action, dumping it off to Cote. Rob Cote barges forward for another first down. Rob Cote's had some big plays here tonight.
Yeah, such a reliable performer from his fullback position. Unsung hero of this team. Starts on the left side of your screen, works across the formation. Watch for Joe West out in the flat, blocking for his fullback. Nice job there from West. Big play from Rob Cote.
Mitchell again slinging. Guess who? Mr. Rogers once more. Crowds into it, encouraging the defense, and every time they muffle it.
Well, and you'll see here the way things work out. They're attacking at three levels. Rogers has the deepest route. Joe West underneath, and then Marquay McDaniel in the flat. You can see the progression for Bo Levi Mitchell as he rolls that way. Rogers, the deep receiver, is open. That's where he delivers the ball.
Over 100 yards now, 103 for Rogers, including a touchdown. Play action again. There's the blitz. Here comes Zach Evans. Mitchell ducks out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
And things heating up here. Bo Levi Mitchell picks up maybe a yard and avoids taking a hit there. And Zach Evans, who's been a monster over the last couple of weeks.
Hasn't he?
This Ottawa defensive line supplies the pressure.
Couple of sacks last week for Zach Evans, the former Rough Rider. Interception return for a touchdown the week before. Big part of that front line. They show three. 2nd and 9 from the 47. Now they bring it again, and over the top, and buried is Joe West. By Brandon McDonald on top of him.
Oh, West, the outside receiver here, is just going to work underneath. Rogers with the clear. But Brandon McDonald trailing right in his hip pocket. There was no rub, nothing to try to slow down. McDonald trailing him in that man coverage. So he's right in position to make the tackle.
Delbert Alvarado, who has been clutch in fourth quarters for the Stampeders in their 3 victories. 2 for 2 tonight. 49. Kick is up. And we're tied up. 26 apiece. Thanks to Rene Paredes. Thanks to Chris Williams. We got a thriller going here in the nation's capital on Wendy's Friday Night Football. Horse racing returns Tuesday. Prince of Wales Stakes, the second race of the Canadian Triple Crown. Live at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN. Horses from the West tonight. Stampeders without John Cornish in the second half. Thumb injury. This race right now, dead heat. 26-26. Jeremiah Johnson. A little stutter step. Line of scrimmage dump pass. 5-yard gain, maybe 6. We've got good close football coming into the final 3 minutes. The Red Blacks hang on. Can the Stampeders pick up win number 4? Chess match continues.
Well, Fred Bennett down on the field for the Stampeders. We saw him banged up last week in the win over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Involved in that collision.
Looks like he's all right. Should be able to return.
Joe Burnett, the former Edmonton Eskimo, will, as he did last week, step in at the field corner spot.
Let's see if they go after Joe Burnett. Injury-riddled Stampeder team. Pump fake. Slinging it out far side. Brad Sinopoly's first catch since the first quarter. The guy who was a star here in Ottawa. The GGs as a quarterback. Went to Calgary as a quarterback. Was released to make way for Bo Levi Mitchell. Turned receiver. Now he's back here with the Red Blacks.
We talked to John Hufnagel yesterday about his former player, Brad Sinopoly. We talked about his reliability and work ethic.
Johnson. Junior Turner stuffed him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe even a loss here. What a thrill for Brad Sinopoly coming back home to Ontario, native of Peterborough. Might he figure in this final drive here? Second down upcoming for the Ottawa Red Blacks. 3-minute warning here in Ottawa.
We've been thinking. There's a sound a ball makes when it catches nothing but net. Why does everyone love that sound? It doesn't get you extra points. Maybe it's the precision, accuracy. At GMC, we get that. Nothing separates the men from the boys. Like nothing but net. This is precision. This is GMC. Swish.
This summer, Wendy's presents Bacon Poutine. Just $3.99. Starring freshly cooked applewood smoked bacon, cheese curds, and poutine sauce. Don't miss this summer's biggest blockbuster, Bacon Poutine, at a Wendy's near you.
For better performance, many studies prove a serving of chocolate milk within 30 minutes of every workout has an ideal mix of fluids, carbs, and protein to help your body recover. Chocolate milk, the original recovery drink.
Every bottle of Sleeman has a past. Shady past. On Canadian streets, temperance was the word. Not a drop of Sleeman beer was anywhere to be found. Unless you knew where to look. Under the very nose of the law, Sleeman flowed in tunnels crisscrossing Guelph. Almost 100 years later, the tunnels are back.
Check specially marked cases for your chance to win exclusive entry to the Sleeman Speakeasy. No purchase necessary, must be legal drinking age.
And don't forget, the second half of our Wendy's Friday Night Football doubleheader in Vancouver. The Argos taking on Travis Lulay and the BC Lions. Lulay hoping to improve to 19-1 under the dome, but we have got lots more still to go in Ottawa.
.246 to go here. Does Henry Burris have any magic left tonight? Tied at 26. 2nd and 12. Red Blacks have been very good on second downs here tonight. 3-man rush. And Chris Williams has the football, but they are waving it off. Incomplete.
Well, the only people waving it off were the Calgary Stampeders.
Calgary Stampeders. One official on the far side waved it off. They're saying it's a first down. zone. Watch this. He was able to hang on. And they huddle up quickly. They go to the line of scrimmage. No chance for a challenge. First down. The far side. Williams again. And Chris Williams has been the game breaker here tonight.
Well, we'll take another look at that conversion on 2nd and 12 from Chris Williams. Juggling it a little bit.
Was a good catch.
Tough to say here if it ever did even come close to touching the ground as his body shielded it.
Look at the night for Williams, including that 84-yard fly pattern, 162 on 7 catches. 1st and 10, 2 minutes to go. Burris caught. Jackson, first down inside the 25-yard line. Henry Burris is using up the clock here as well. Red Blacks will like nothing better to use up some clock, but also take it to the house. Jason Moss devises something. That's not going to do it as Jeremiah Johnson goes down. Tackle for a loss. Junior Turner in there.
Well, and I'll tell you, this is an interesting situation. You may recall we saw a call within the last couple weeks of a player continuing to participate after losing his helmet. Junior Turner's helmet popped off in the middle of that play. He continued to go and get in on the tackle. May have gotten away with one there.
Well, Henry Burris, 2nd and 13, is going to have to put this to the sky. Minute 45, or will he keep it on the ground? Pump fake. Now he has to go, and he slides. Uses up about 6 or 7 seconds, so now Delbert Alvarado will come out here. Chance to put his team ahead.
Well, and I'm going to be curious to see the alignment as the guys you just saw jog across your screen going on the field for Calgary. They just sent on about 4 receivers. Now 2 of them, Jock Sanders and Anthony Parker, are in the end zone to run the ball out if there's a miss. Eric Rogers is part of the field goal block team. The big receiver here, he's going to be close to the line of scrimmage.
Alvarado from 32, just missed from 32 on a point after. This one's for 3. Alvarado puts it up, and it's wide right. And bringing it out of the end zone are the Calgary Stampeders' Anthony Parker. That is the first miss on a field goal, by the way, from any kicker this season in that range. For 3. Alvarado, costly miss. Everybody's talked about 32 for point afters.
And it's almost like there's more pressure on them on the point after. Just the frustration of Delbert Alvarado. A couple of late misses in this ball game, potentially impacting the outcome.
2-point convert that was denied. Missed field goal. Missed single. A lot of points left on the field. And now Eric Rogers breaks free to the 30. Couldn't wrap him up. Lots of time to get in field goal range. And Mr. Clutch will start warming up. Rene Paredes.
A big play here on the crossing route from Eric Rogers. This time he manages to elude Abdul Kane. Get the Stampeders out from the shadow of the goalposts.
Mitchell. Great grab up near the 40. Anthony Parker, who brought that ball out of the end zone, and the Stampeders continue to drive the football here. Move the sticks. 1st and 10 from their 40.
Parker, the middle receiver in that. Trips to the field.
Pressure on the Ottawa D now. Mitchell again over the top, crossing pattern. And Eric Rogers is having another monster night. Again, quiet in TD place. 25. They got time here. Remember, Rene Paredes, longest field goal this season to win from 50 in the first week of the season. Penalty flag.
Yeah, let's see who moved early here.
Paredes hit from 50 with no time left against Hamilton. Has had the game-winning field goals in all 3 wins and has a chance maybe to do it again.
Procedure, Calgary number 63. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
But Dwayne, time management here and field position, just 19 seconds left in the 4th.
Yeah, here on this penalty, you'll see that little double clutch from the center, Pierre Lavertu. Gonna back this one up 5, and you got to figure the crowd noise is making things difficult for the Stamps right now.
First and 15. Boom! And Rogers dropped it. Almost made another highlight catch. Brandon Thompson. Huge play. Just 14 left. You might have a chance for one more shot here. Maybe 2 to get it in field goal range.
And Brandon Thompson with that desperation lunge gets his fingertips on that one just enough to jar it free from Rogers.
Second down, 15. 14 to go in the 4th. Overtime looms. Mitchell needs to get it to the 45. Mitchell throws and incomplete.
Well, Mitchell was hit just as he threw that football. Looked like his arm was contacted.
So now, 3rd down and 15. Time for one play, and then we're going to the overtime shootout. So Rob Maver, there is no doubt, is going to angle this thing because you do not want to put it in Chris Williams' mitts.
And Javon Johnson is going to join him as they go 2 deep here on the punt return.
Thing about Maver is you could angle it. The ball can't travel out between the 20s in the air.
Well, Ottawa with 2 deep to make sure that that ball doesn't hit the ground.
Look out! Fumble football. Williams picks it up, and he is swarmed on the final play of the 4th quarter. And the Ottawa REDBLACKS and Calgary Stampeders will go to an overtime shootout here tonight.
And the way this game has gone, it shouldn't end any other way.
John Cornish on the sideline. And the Ottawa REDBLACKS will go to OT. So they will play a maximum of 2 mini games. Each team scrimmage from the opponent's 35. You must attempt a 2-point convert. Go to OT. So they will play a maximum of 2 mini games. Each team scrimmage from the opponent's 35. You must attempt a 2-point convert. And the game is still tied after all that. It remains a tie.
Okay, guys, we're going to go to overtime. All converts are 2 points. Okay, Calgary, you're going to call the coin. CFL is heads. Team logo is tails. What's your call? Heads. Call is heads. It is a tail. Ottawa, would you like to go first? Second? Defense. You want to be on defense? Yeah. Which end would you like to play in? Okay.
REDBLACKS want to go on
down
D.
Here.
Yeah, you always want to know. See, you always want to know what you need when you're on offense. So teams will typically elect to go on defense first. And then you know whether or not you have the safety net of trying a field goal or not.
Well,
if you get pressed to third down.
Especially with that 2-point convert. Red Blacks have played one overtime game in their brief history. Last September, they lost to Saskatchewan. An Ottawa franchise team has not beaten a Calgary team since 2005, the Renegades at the time. Chance here tonight. So they'll go on D. Stampeders looking to try it for their 4th win of the season, and they've all been close ball games. This place is off the hook. Here comes the rush, and Mitchell fumbled the football. Fumbled the football, and the Ottawa REDBLACKS will take the field with a chance to win.
Well, this Ottawa defense, it's battled tough all night long. Here gets to Bo Levi Mitchell. Sholigan, the first one to get a hand on.
Got the football. Keith Sholigan. The Ottawa REDBLACKS, after that turnover, 3 fumbles tonight from the Stampeders. That one could be the most costly.
So here now, all you need is a point.
All you need is a point to win.
But you're going to make sure you keep yourself in position, play it safe, to line up for a field goal.
Do not want to turn it over again. They will run this football almost assuredly. Jeremiah Johnson spins and clutches that ball. They'll do it again, then they'll bring out Delbert Alvarado with an opportunity for some redemption as well.
Jeremiah Johnson, the sense that the reminder came from the sideline before that play. You notice they took it on the left hash. You can decide laterally on the field where you're going to take the ball. They took it on the left hash, ran it to the right to put it in the middle of the field.
Alvarado waits.
Now they want to keep it there. Best possible angle for their kicker.
They'll burst outside. Johnson. So he'll bring it down to the 27, maybe 28. This is going to be near the 34-yard line for Delbert Alvarado to give the Ottawa REDBLACKS one of their biggest wins in their young franchise history. Not too often you get a chance to knock off the champs.
A tremendous opportunity here, and one of the things about championship teams, the Stampeders have shown it this year, is how you handle adversity.
Well, this is what this young man has to do. He just missed from 32. This for the win in OT from the 34-yard line. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is good! And the Ottawa REDBLACKS have knocked off the defending Grey Cup champions in a nail-biter. Delbert Alvarado, how do you say retribution and redemption? Game winner. Ottawa REDBLACKS have never been in this territory before. 3 wins. They only had 2 all last season. And they upset the visiting Calgary Stampeders 29-26 in overtime in Ottawa tonight. The Nissan Titan Player of the Game is brought to you by Nissan, official vehicle of the CFL.
Well, with an honorable mention to a defense that was led by Javon Johnson tonight. Tonight's Nissan Titan Player of the Game award goes to the guy who turned in the biggest play for the Ottawa REDBLACKS in this game and perhaps this season, wide receiver Chris Williams. Nissan Titan Player of the Game.
Huge win for the REDBLACKS. Huge plays from Chris Williams. A couple of key turnovers in this one. The biggest in OT. Delbert Alvarado becomes the hero, kicking the game winner to knock off the Stamps.